Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine. It's time for the November 2023 Creative Memories virtual crop. I am here with sketch number 2. I'm going to be going a little bit out of order this month since I had a bit of a hectic weekend. Um, I participated in a vendor event and I have another one this coming weekend. So if you ever want to see me in person, check out the upcoming events tab on my website, www.creativepageshub.com. I hope to see you all soon at some point. And if not, I'm thrilled that you're here to join me for the virtual crops every month, and I really appreciate all of those who vote on my community tab on YouTube and let me know which collections you really want to see more than some of the others. So let's get going. We're going to go with Scrap Happy 2.0 for our first sketch here. And it's a single pager. I was like, which one are we doing? Number 2. Okay. Switching the camera. It feels like it's been a little bit since I've done this. Give me just a moment here. Find the right button. There we go. Okay, camera, focus up. Sketch number 2 looks like this. Whoops. Here we go. And this is going to be my interpretation. You can see there's not really a whole lot going on the side there. I have a couple of mats I pulled. I've got a few things to show you though. It's going to turn out cute when it's done. At least it should anyways. Uh-oh, I'm losing one of my cords. Stay there. Okay. Just never know what's going to happen. So for the base of this page, just because it was a busier sketch and I wasn't really sure how to approach it, so I wanted to stay a little more neutral with the base because the mats I pulled have a little more of a design on it. And, I didn't want to do this with this. I just think that definitely would have been a little bit too much for me and my photos. So we are going with this side of the page that you saw how busy the back side was. I'm going to line it up here kind of against my border silicone mat a little bit, and then I will show you these mats when we get to it. But one of the other things I did was I pulled out my scissor border punch. It's just such a fun punch. It is still available on the Creative Memories website, and it just seems to fit a lot of these layouts, especially with this Scrap Happy 2.0 collection. So I'm going to add some of my repositionable tape. I guess this is something I could have done while I was waiting to go live, but I started working on the next sketch a bit and got myself caught up in that one a bit. Y'all are going to get a small trimmer lesson on that one, I think, because I kind of went, I don't know. I think I like to do my own thing most of the time. So I hope I give you all some ideas. And if I do, hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Let YouTube know that you enjoy watching my channel by interacting with it. And watching is fantastic, but also interacting a little bit is great too. So I am going to line this up with the 6, but I'm going to go just ever so slightly below it. Over here, looks like we're going to go off the paper just a hair as well. So I'm going to grab my scissors. Let me double check and make sure that's lined up on this side too. Yep, nope, it's just a little bit long on this end, and that's okay. Sometimes Creative Memories does have slight allowances in their paper when they manufacture it, and so my cardstock must have just been ever so slightly wider than the 12 inches. Looked like it was maybe about 1/8 of an inch. No problem, microtip scissors can take care of that. Cutting through the tape, no problem. Didn't stick at all. Now, one of the things I had also in my little bag, I guess, where I keep my Power Project folder actually is, or not my Power Project folder, my yeah, that's okay. My little folder that I keep my collection separated. I had this one left over from another layout I think I probably did for a previous, either the sketch with me or the virtual crop, and it was the page that had all the words running across it. And it has the stripes on the back side of it. I had 3 inches of it. So I cut it in half so that way we'll have 3 lines of words at the top of our page and at the bottom of our page. I'm going to place it probably about a 1/4 inch up and down, I guess from the top and the bottom of the page, if you will. And I'm just going to set it over here a minute on my mat. I kind of finding that I like putting just ever so much of a little bit of repositionable at the very edge of these smaller papers. It just seems to help them stay in place a little bit more, especially when I'm working on cards. It seems like I've been working on a lot of Christmas cards lately with quite a few of the classes that I've been doing here. And so here we are, about a 1/4 inch from the top of the page here. Whoops, it's already trying to stick on me before I even get it lined up here. Make sure I'm at the end. Not quite. There we go. I don't want to push down until I know I'm where I want to be. There we go. And yes, you can measure it if you want. I tend to eyeball things. It's completely up to you. Do it how it works for you. If you want to work on your custom cutting system 13 by 13 mat and get precise measurements, you can. I think I'm pretty close. I wanted to make sure with the 6-inch one, that one was a little more critical to what else is going on the page because the scissors are going to run through, and then I pulled out the enameled embellishments that I'm debating if I want to add a little bit or not. So you can see where they had a little something at the top of the page here in the sketch, a little something running through the middle, and then they kind of have like they have 2 bigger photos, and then they've got a, I don't know, 4x4 area here, a 4x4 area here, a 2x4, a 2x4. And so I kind of, again, didn't exactly follow that. Go figure. I think the reason you watch my channel is to maybe get ideas. So I did pull out some mats. This is half of one of our 4.5 by 6.5 mats. It has this green geometric pattern on the back, but I went with the shutter flowers because it fits with our paper, and I just thought, let's use some shutter flowers this time. So this one's going to be a little bit bigger and a little bit closer to the edge. This one is one of our 4x6 mats. So these are going to be my photo mats going across here on the bottom. And then in the embellishment pack, we had all kinds of fun squares and rectangles. And I thought, instead of cutting another piece of paper, I thought, let's make use of some of what is already here. And I'm just going to put the green on the top and the yellow to the bottom of these little embellishments that I found in the embellishment pack. I'll get those stuck down in a minute. Actually, I'll go ahead and stick those down now because on the top, kind of I follow a little bit of the same thing. Okay. Just a little bit across here. I'm going to get my corners with my repo. I don't know, like I said, it just seems like it's helping things stick down just a little bit better. So this one is going to go against the edge. It's kind of going over the letters here. So we're going to kind of cover up this first layer here, but I'm also working with the edge of the paper as well. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side with the yellow. And then we'll add in the green after. Just getting a little bit here, a little bit here, getting all my corners in the center, and then I'll do the other corners with the repo. I don't know. How do you all do your tape? Do you use a little bit more or do you use a little bit less? I'm going to go ahead and cover up that first row of words again. I'm going to stick this against the edge of the paper as well. We're going to layer the green one on top. Oops. And put this together here. We go. And now we're going to center this one in the middle. Woo, that's a bright background on that one. Okay, what a bright and colorful mat. Kind of glad we're using the other side of this one. No offense if you love that one, you know, go for it, use it. Your pages, you should look like a reflection of you and where they highlight your photos. All right, so this one's just going right here in the center. And so those are framed out nicely here. I'm happy with that so far. And you'll notice I do have one more that is going to go, I think, on the bottom. We're going to see in just a minute. I also found this is one of our 4x6 mats, and it has, I'm not a craft hoarder. I just need a bigger craft room. And of course, the train goes by. So hopefully that wasn't too loud for y'all. We do have quiet tracks here, but it is what it is. The stripes are on the back of this one. This was one of our 4x6 mats. So that one's going to go over here against the edge as well. And then I have another one with the shutter flowers with the same blue tones, and it matches this one that we put down here. It has the purple kind of grid on the back side of it. That's going to cover up the bottom row up here of words. And then I found this little checklist in the embellishment pack, and it has a bunch of, it looks like a little piece of paper with a bunch of boxes on it, and that one's kind of going to get centered a little bit to the right side of the page. And I have a sticker I'm going to put on our checklist because I thought the colors just fit with our words that we already have: scrap, eat, sleep, and repeat, and it kind of lines up with our lines on our checklist. Tape. Let's get going with some tape. So you can kind of see how this page is coming together now, right? It's not too much, but I think it still is going to turn out as a fun little page. And I'm going to talk about where you can add some extra photos that might not be in the, I guess, obvious thought here, because really there's only 2 photos suggested on the sketch for this one for some reason, and I want to make sure that you all know you can add more if you want. If you have them and they fit this page, go for it. Let's add more photos. That's the whole idea, is to get our pictures into books, isn't it? So I'm going to center this one. Needs to go over just a little bit more, and actually that fits the way it shows it on the sketch as well. I know. Oh my goodness, I actually kind of halfway followed a sketch for once. It happens. It does happen. I still like to do my own thing, but I do kind of take the inspiration from the sketches. Hopefully you all realize that by now. All right, and then this one's kind of going here. Let's see if that looks like it's a good spot, kind of centered as well. That's a little crooked. Ugh, why did I push down on it? See, now I've got my edges are holding nice and tight a little bit more. And you can usually pull it up if you do it quickly. Once you've put your tape on and push down and let it set there, usually just, you don't want to try to pull it off. Okay, so far this is what we have. I'm going to add my scrap, eat, sleep, repeat. And this one is going just straight on here. Now, you can use this little checklist for a photo. You don't have to put a picture, or I'm sorry, a sticker here like I am. You can actually fit a smaller photo right there. Of course, you put your large photos here, but you know what? If you don't want to, you can also journal here instead of putting the stickers. Well, you can journal here, or you can also get another photo right here on your page and then journal over here if you want, or again, give yourself a taller photo or two small photos on the page as well. So there are options to add more photos, of course, to the page, and you can also even take and do a photo kind of like here up, or you can add a peekaboo pocket, and you can still do it, turn them, it's, you don't have to color in the lines. That's just one of those things. So here, this one is going to go right around here at the bottom, and I'm going to put this one on foam squares. This one is a hello, this event is. It was also one of our embellishments, but I just thought the colors worked really well and it looked cute at the bottom. And I know that the sketch has the title more over here, but I like this here, so this is where I'm putting it. And so there's that. And I'm going to show you real quick, and then I'm going to add my enameled embellishments. But you can see where this one is further over than this one on the sketch. Mine are just slightly, it's probably not as dramatic as what they have on here, because this looks like this is a full 2 inches here, and mine is maybe an inch over. But again, I like to use up some scraps. I like to give you all ideas on things to do with your scraps as well. And since I have, let me double check and make sure my count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. I have 2 large shutter flowers here, and I have 6 small ones that have the blue. And I want to try this. You go through phases sometimes where you use these a lot, and then you don't use them, and then you do use them. And I just thought this might be cute here, and it adds a little extra pop and interest to our page. And I don't know, maybe it was something where I saw the circles going across the sketch, and I thought, I know it's supposed to be an actual, probably a long border or whatever, but I'm going to add these because I have them. And sometimes we also need ideas of what to do with these little enameled bits too. And so there you go. How's about that? I will hold it closer to the camera for you all. The other thing I want to let you know that I did look at adding this event is, and then putting the creative memory sticker on here. But I thought, you could write in. This also can become a journal piece as well. And then there's also all kinds of little smaller white word stickers as well on the sticker sheets. Okay, guess what? We're done with sketch number 2. When I do these things out of order, I really have to pay attention to what number they are. It's just one of those things where, just because it's the first one I'm showing doesn't mean it's the actual number. And there was that sketch again. If you want to screenshot the measurements that I am using, I did the 2 1 inch by 12 inches for the words. So that wound up being the 3 layers of words. Mats, I had 1 4.5 by 6.5, 1 4 by 6, half of a 4.5 by 6.5, and a half of a 4 by 6. And then I used the scissors border punch going across through the center of the page, along with a few embellishments that sometimes it was kind of hard to figure out what to do with all these boxes that they have in the embellishment pack for this collection. So if you liked my interpretation of this sketch, leave me a thumbs up. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will be back shortly with number 3, I think is what I was working on, but it's going to come quickly because I have another appointment here soon. So until next time.